this is so different than every conference I've ever been to. Like, there's a reason this is a retreat, I think it's exactly what a lot of us have needed. So this just was really, really cool and super fulfilling.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Welcome to Higher Ed Pulse, your no-fluff guide to artificial intelligence in higher ed. I'm Mallory Willsea, bringing nearly 20 years of edtech and marketing expertise straight to your earbuds. Higher ed leaders are expected to master AI overnight, but let's be real, no one has time to sift through every headline, hot take, or research report. That's why every Monday, I'll break down what actually matters, fast, clear, and to the point. Want to sound like the smartest person in the room at your next team meeting? You're in the right place. Let's dive in. Welcome back to Higher Ed Pulse. On today's episode, I am sitting down with the one and the only Seth Odell. You remember him as my co-host on this feed. And today we are catching up at the Let's Go Upstate retreat, a retreat that I have organized with my co-host, Ashley Budd. And Seth has so graciously sponsored as our wellness sponsor. So we're going to catch up today. You have not heard from Seth since we caught up at the Case Marketing and Branding Conference last summer. So we got to find out what's Seth been up to, what's Kanahoma been up to, how are you doing, and what the heck are you doing in Saratoga Springs, New York? Seth, it is so good to see you here.
It is awesome to see you, Mallory. I'm so glad to be back in upstate New York, back with you. It's just been a great few days.
Right, so our listeners know you are from the capital region, so this
Yeah.
is like a little return home for you.
Very much. I'm Albany, born and raised, and so I got in a day early, saw some old friends, saw some old stomps. It was actually really nice to be back in upstate.
All right, so last time we caught up on mic, it was last summer, Case Marketing and Branding Conference. We were sitting in the hotel lobby and the microphone was not working. And our dedicated listeners made it through that episode. Yep. Today, we have this whole amazing production room and team with 5Tool, y'all. We are so grateful. They're behind the scenes. We are so grateful for them being here. But this Let's Go Upstate retreat has been I don't know, this little spark of an idea for a really long time. And it is because of you and a couple other sponsors that we actually got to do this. So I just asked you a bunch of questions all at the same time. Tell me what you've been up to. Tell me why you're here. And we're just going to dive into all of it.
Okay. You got, so personal side, most important, I had a son 7 months ago, Ripkin.
Yes. Little Rip.
Baby Rip. Lola's now older than 5. Lauren's doing great. And so like family is just awesome and amazing. And I'm just starting to sleep again. Kanahoma has been growing like crazy since last year, which has been great. Onboarded just 3 new partners last month. We've had more folks coming in. We've launched an AI admissions product and AI SEO products. So we're putting out more work, teams growing. And so that's been really solid and really good. And then it's just, I don't know, been a wild run. I will say I feel like I'm coming out of a blur. This year in particular has been like fast and speedy. So the last couple of days have been particularly restorative.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so my favorite sponsorship is the wellness sponsorship, which has been brought to us by Kanahoma for this spring cohort. I go to conferences and like as a fitness instructor, everybody's like, when are you working out? I'm like, I'm not. I'm at a conference. This is the workout. Like I leave and I don't feel good. I've eaten like crap. I am oftentimes sick after an event. And we decided together to do something a little bit differently, right? So fill the listeners in.
Yeah, you nailed it. It's so great to come together, but when we do, it's so often even more exhausting than the work that we return home to. And so what I loved was the question you and Ashley posed about how do we make this restorative? And it was just really great that Kanahoma could be the wellness sponsor. I just love the way you've approached this. Everything from yoga and spin class options to, sound bath and breath work. That is something that's very important to me. And so it's just been really cool to share and gift that to the people that are here because it's a hard time in higher ed and it's a hard time for most professionals and it's exhausting. And so a time to come together and leave energized versus exhausted is just a really, really great way to approach an event like this.
So over breakfast this morning, we were talking about how meaningful it has been for us to share these kind of wellness aspects with this community of people, many of which we have known for almost 2 decades, but have never seen like this side of us. And
Yeah.
for me, that was getting to lead a spin class to 10 of our retreat attendees this morning. What was it for you?
So for me, was last night we hosted a holotropic breathwork session, and we brought in a breathwork practitioner, Ilaria, that I've known for years. And if you're not familiar with breathwork, it's essentially like a facilitated breathing exercise that is more intensive than relaxing. It's a really wild journey to go through. And it's something I discovered, I think, 4 years ago at a retreat. I deal with a lot of anxiety and stress, and I went on a retreat and went through breath work and meditation training, and it was just like so powerful for me. And so ever since, that's like a practice I've leaned on that's really helped, I don't know, usher in a different era for me in my life a little bit, to be honest. And so last night, to bring in the breathwork practitioner I've been working with for 4 years and have her work with everybody was honestly like a career highlight for me, because it's something that's really important to me personally. But it doesn't necessarily translate into the narrow box of like the work that I do. And so to be able to share that with people and gift that to people was so cool. And so, yeah, it was the best.
It was so awesome to experience it all together. But then we had the opportunity to just share in the room. And I'm going to tell you, I was like, I don't know if anyone's going to share, because like 10 minutes into this breath work, like my face was wet and I didn't know why,
Yeah.
and my fingers were tingling, and like everybody had such a unique journey. Some people had visions of themselves as kids. Some people like worked through some stuff clearly, right? And I just didn't know if people were going to be willing to share that out with the group. That was maybe the most beautiful half hour of this retreat, was just listening to people talk about what they discovered about themselves. I cried more listening to people share
Same.
than in the breath work itself. And the fact that everybody was like so open and genuine about the experience they had, like I feel so bonded to these
Same.
people now.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
such an experience to go through together as a group. I think the folks that attended this, especially as the inaugural event, are like, were super brave and put themselves out there. Yeah, we're under so much pressure professionally and personally and in the world. Like there's a lot going on, and it's common to feel like things aren't okay. And the chance to go through an exercise like that and then, be open and share with your peers. To me, I left one thinking like, what a gift that was, and like what an amazing opportunity and experience. And then also just like how this is so different than every conference I've ever been to. Like there's a reason this is a retreat. And I think it's exactly what a lot of us have needed. So this just was really, really cool and super fulfilling.
Yeah. And like our listeners know, if they listen to our podcast when we were doing this together, like they know we're like real life friends from like back in the day, early higher ed Twitter days, whatever. And so like Seth, the fact that like you not only took this like chance on me and Ashley, like with this little spark of an idea we had in our heads, but like the fact that you are here, I know how busy you are. I know you've got two babies. Like you took time to come to Saratoga and do this with us. And like it has been so great getting to just sit down and see you and hug you every day. I've gotten to hug you every single day, at least twice a day. Like, oh my God.
I was saying that over dinner last night. We've been friends for 18 years, I think, at this point.
We're not adult.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
I mean,
we're not adult.
I don't know. I've been to your wedding and Ashley's wedding. And it wasn't even a question when you asked to be a part of this. It's like, absolutely. I'm so impressed and in awe and proud of you all for what you're building. And so it was like super easy to be a part of it. And I needed this personally too, to be honest. This is, we're all working through our own things. And so for me, the last few days have been really good as I think about kind of what's next and thinking through those chapters. And so, I don't know, I love being a part of it. And I love the fact that one of the things in an industry like this, the people are what make it special. And it's the students that make the work special, but it's the people that make the careers special because we get to be on the rides together for a long time,
All right. So it wouldn't be a conversation with the one and only Seth Odell if I didn't ask you what is next, right? And not for you personally, but like, give me a little industry prediction or a hot take or something that I'm going to clip and share with the world, because I feel like you always just let you spit gold, Seth. You've got all the great ideas up there, and
Okay.
We need a sneak peek.
So there's a lot of trends that are coming that all drive increased pressure. So obviously, like search is changing a lot, and non-branded paid search won't drive what it's driven in the past, and that's a whole thing. We have macro federal factors. Grad Plus loan regulations that are going to affect in July are going to have a significant impact on the part of the market. The 90 credit bachelors is going to have a huge disruption. When people can finish faster and pay less, why are they going to pay more to go slower?
Yeah.
And I don't think people appreciate that the 90 credit bachelors will be a forced migration. And so across all these trends of like more disruption, more shakeup, the biggest thing I would say is that the way out is through, and it's through brand. And it is not through direct response. And I think that is going to be the window that the majority of the industry misses because it's not as measurable. And so, we inherently we increase our reliance on channels that provide diminishing returns, meaning when things don't perform as well, like name buying or paid search, we end up wanting to do more of it because we're trying to make up what it used to contribute. And the truth is that like building a real brand is what's going to make a real difference, but it takes real risk to take that leap and give it a shot.
Look, I feel very validated right now because I have been on this warpath about brand awareness this year in 2026. I'm a fractional CMO. I try and measure absolutely everything, right? I have to have ROI on things in order to put dollars behind it. We cannot measure brand awareness the same way we measure performance marketing. We can't do it. It's completely different, yet we try to. And I think that it's for a lot of reasons, but I also think our CFOs don't get the difference.
Yeah.
And they are trying to attribute dollars to things that don't have click rates or conversions, et cetera. And the big question I've been asking a lot of CMOs I've been talking to is, well, what breaks 12 months from now if you stop putting dollars in the brand awareness bucket? What breaks 18 months from now? Because it's not going to show up. Say you're focused on enrollment marketing. It's not going to show up in your next cycle. It might not show up 2 cycles from now, but it's going to show up 3, 4, 5 cycles from now. And it's a long, windy road all the way. You will never be able to trace it back to the lack of brand awareness spend, but that's going to be the root cause. And in this shrinking industry, like we cannot afford to be 5 cycles from now scratching our heads wondering like, what the heck?
Well said. I think that's the risk that people have to assess to figure out how to be the advocates internally to get folks to make the right investments in the right area.
Yeah. God.
It's good to see you.
It was so good to sit down and do this.
so glad
Oh my
to check
gosh,
out.
what a treat for the Pulse listeners. And again, I got to shout out 5 Tool Productions because they are volunteering their time to be at this retreat and do things like what we are doing right now. And Phil and Marissa have been like literally the best all week. And like we literally wouldn't be doing this without them. So
Quite
shout
literally.
out Phil, Marissa, and 5 Tool. Y'all, they're back there. We love you. Thank you so much.
It's
Seth.
great seeing you, Mallory. Great job. I'm super excited for this event and to see what it becomes in the future.
Well, we're looking forward to the September cohort. And y'all, we'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.
Okay, now.
Are you ready?
Joint on the corner where the big boys play.